some resin dust. Okay, this is a big chunk of Fordite in here. Literally, it is all Fordite. There is no resin from here to here, and it's good that this is running longitudinally. That way we get a lot of strength in that. But we're going to have to take it carefully. We don't want to put any heat into this thing. Good thing is, Rich likes a .62, which has us remove even less. And we're going to get some good undulation through here, although I fear that all of the drips that were going this way were not part of this blank. But we'll get some good stuff over here too. So this will be cool. Either way, as we dig into it, we're going to get that topographical map type of thing, that undulation. Not sure what this one's going to do here. This looks like a piece that runs from side to side. We'll have to see what that looks like. Baseball bat ends. Here we go. See how far we're getting down into this here. Got about a .72, got a ways to go, down to .62. Alright, we're going to leave it a little bit fat of .62 so we can sand down to it. We're at .65. Take a little bit more, and then we'll stop on this end for a minute. Still thinnest part about .65. Guess I'm getting chicken to take any off, but we got a cool little contour happening here. That'll be nifty looking. All right, let's probably stop there. We'll sand the rest of the way down, likely to where we need to be. That's about a .6. About a .6, 4.5 kind of thing, and we got to get to .62. I got to stop being such a chicken. Actually, take some off. Scary. All right, now let's get a little baseball bat end going here. Got to get a little bit of a rich dome built into this one here on the end. Woo, baby. we're going to leave that just a little chubbier than we would normally. That's about a 0.6, 3.5. So that's good there. We'll sand the rest of this down. Got some cool stuff happening right there. We'll maybe play with this section later. Again, this is one giant chunk of Fordite through here. So let's go to the other end. Get this little baseball bat built in there. Let's see what we got down here. About a 0.65. Got some very cool undulation starting there, or that topographical map. We're just going to nibble this down just a hair. We're going to finish the last couple of hundredths by sanding. All right, now let's get this end here done. There is a little bit of resin on this end here. That's a nice little dome there. Now as this one shakes out, this baseball bat end's a little too fat. So we're going to dig into a little bit of this here and make it a little smaller. And we're going to do it very slowly. Don't want to take any risks down here. Nibbling it down. All right, that looks pretty nice right there. Now that we got this undulation here, we want to dig out this undulation here because there's a little bit of excitement happening on this in between those drips there. And then we just got some regular undulation. Again, we're going to lose a little bit of this top stuff because it's so thick. But I think what we need to do, it's going to look pretty cool on the end there. Even on the back side, starting to get some good stuff. Of course, I'm not sure which is the back side because this one looks better on that side. All right, so let's find the center first. This is a full-blown 6-inch blank. So 3 will be our center part there. And we know, let me go super slow here. We know we want to dig in probably about right there because that'll give us a climb out of that depth. It'll go right through that right there. And then if we're going to do that same distance, it's about 1.25 inches. So we'll come over there. There we go. All right, we will do 3 gentle digs down into here to see what we get, and then we'll take it there. And I'm gonna go super fast, super sharp, and little tiny nibbles, because this stuff is pretty soft. All right, let's try that. That's about 1/8 of an inch in. All right, now, we'll just start nibbling this apart here, little by little. Okay, now, I'm gonna nibble, nibble, nibble. I'm probably being very overly cautious with this, but I don't want to make too many mistakes on this one because that's one big chunk of Fordite. That looks pretty good right there. Nice little dive into that awesomeness. Okay, now we'll come over here to the center. And then one of the reasons I'm giving it a super light touch is I don't want to create too much friction too quickly and transfer all that heat into the paint, because I know it will soften it just a little bit. I don't want to do that. Let's see what that looks like as a gander. Oh yeah, look at that. There's a big old bullseye right there. Got a little bit happening there. We're gonna rise up with this a little bit and get a little more action out of that end piece there. But that's gonna look pretty cool. Looks good on the back, looks good on the front. That's gonna be a good looking pen. Woo, baby. Very exciting. Now, it doesn't look like we're going very far in, but it will amaze you how much shaping we can do with sandpaper. All right, that. Need to get this one a little bit wider and deeper. I'm going to make this a little wider over here where this one was peeking out with the resin here. Get a little more action there. That's big, so we're going to trim this down a little bit right here. Actually, we're probably going to shape a lot of this down with sanding. All right, let's see how this one looks. Oh yeah, that's exactly why you buy Fordite, just for that. For those three and that one right there. That's why you buy this stuff. All right, I'd love to dig into that more, but that's going to really shorten up that finger hold. So I want to keep that there. We're looking good. Blower off. Time to get it wet and finish. Let me blow all this dust off of here. And I'll stand back for a minute. All right, let's get the diaper out. Got to swap out my diaper. The other one's getting too wet and still hanging out to dry right now. All right, we'll put that on our towel. There we go. Watch how gunky this gets by the time we're done with this. It's going to be ugly. Okay, here we go. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Don't need to be going that fast and creating all that heat. I would say this is the most unique pen I have done for Fordite because it is one long chunk of Fordite. You know, selfishly, if I had bought this blank, I would probably chop it up into 4 pieces and put them in other pens. But this one all together like that's going to be pretty cool looking. Now this is where we can dive down here and get it deep and get that pattern to come out. I saw somebody doing an ink pen with Corvette Fordite. Man, that looked cool because it had a lot of metallic colors in it, not a lot of flat colors. Literally just makes paint slurry. Here's where we just take our time and just shape ourselves down into that valley. We'll probably uncover 2 or 3 more layers of paint. I think I'm going to get a new one of those, see if I can find a low enough grit that's new. Here's a 120. That might cut a little faster if it's not been used up yet. that's a little more aggressive. Let me refill my water bottle here. Getting a little low. All right, we got a full bottle of water now. A full ketchup bottle of water. You can tell by the sound of this, not sure if you can hear it on my microphone, but as I'm sanding, it starts out rough, and as those lines get all smoothed out, it gets very, very quiet. I'm just actually shaping it in a little bit of a finger hold there. Super simple design, but very robust on the look. Got to smooth up that rich dome right there. That feels pretty good there. Ooh, that feels smooth. Man, that's feeling really nice. Ooh, that feels pretty good. Let's check it out now. That's resin, one little spot of resin there. This looks fabulous. Got a little more work to do right there. A little more work to do right there. Get some scrapes out of there. This side here looks really good. Really, it's just these ends where I've spent the least amount of time. So, here we go. That feels nice there. All right, let's check those babies out. Looking fabulous there. Super clean on that, and that really came out cool. Look at that little dot there with the cross pattern there, trailing off right here. I'd love to have dug more out of there, but it would get weird shaped. Now I want to get rid of, it's actually a piece of resin right there, which is really odd. It's like the last piece left. I'm going to get rid of that. I think we're done with the heavy finishing. Tiny spot of resin. It'll always look like something's dirty or something like that. Yep, it's gone now. Yep. Not sure if you saw that on camera, but there we go. That looks freaking fabulous. I love it. All right, let's get rid of those little sanding pads. Let's get out the regular finishing papers, and we're off to the races on this one. Hope you like this one, Rich. If you don't, I'll buy it back, because this thing looks freaking awesome. I don't even diamond paint that much. Not as much as you do, that's for sure. But I would chop that up and put it in other pens. That looks cool. Now, funny, as good as this looks in this diamond painting pen, remember when I was talking yesterday about how the Fordite is placed in the pen? This is placed perfectly. Of course, it's a giant piece, so it's hard not to. But you've got that lines going this way, which allows me to dig in and get that undulation. So when you're out there looking at Fordite blanks, look for the ones that go across and are thick enough to get up to the top of the resin. Sometimes a fat pen can't get deep enough into the resin because it's too much into the center. So when you're looking at those things, think about how we're going to cut those and what it's going to look like. And then you'll be pretty happy. Ooh, that feels so smooth. Look at this putty. It's like putty on my hands here. All this gray stuff. I love doing these Fordite ones because it's a mystery. When I look at it, I'm like, how do I get out? And remember, I'm no master turner. Not that there is such a thing, but I'm a newbie to this whole game, and still trying to figure out how to take these Fordite pens and make them look killer. Let's see, who texted me? Oh, just my daily bank information. Okay, what did I just grab here? All right, that's the one I need. Stepping up a level here. And again, the parts of this pen are a baseball bat end, and I left them a little thicker than I normally would on a resin pen, just because it's Fordite and it's a little softer. On the outside of each one of those baseball bat ends, I fashioned into what's called a Rich dome. And it's named after Rich, whose pen this is, because it sort of domes it on there, and he made the comment one time that these particular baseball bat type ends he can see around them. He can actually see the painting, and it's because it's domed, I think. Not scientific, very anecdotal, but he made that comment, and I thought, well, okay. And then as I was thinking that, every time I was shaping one of those domes, I thought, that needs a name, and Rich came to mind every single time I was turning one because he made that comment, and I'm thinking about somebody looking around that particular end of the pen to see their canvas. And it gives you just a little bit more visibility. Not a lot, but just enough, which is all you need. So it's called the Rich Dome. Baseball bat ends with a Rich Dome. You could have a flat end if you wanted. It just doesn't look as finished as well. Man, this thing is going to pop. When I polish this up and take it over to the buffer, woo! That's going to be so dialed in. This finishes nicely because it's like painting a car. Buff it up, make it look good. Okay, let's get a little juice on the rag here. And again, this is normally for the resin. We don't do this part for wood yet because we want to grease the wood, but this Fordite will shine up just like the resin. Of course, this rag gets gray because of all the Fordite that I've done with it. All right, this one may actually smoke your eyeballs. This one's going to be cool. Okay, here we go. Oh man, look how that brightened up. You can see the metallic silver. This might be a Corvette paint or something with a whole lot of metallic paint, because that is cool. Look at that backside. You can see the red, silver, black, burgundy. Oh, that's rich. Woo, man. No pun intended, Rich. Oh, what do we got here? Got a little bit of a dig right there, so I'm going to have to re-sand that. The rest of it looks absolutely perfect all the way down to here. That looks good. This looks great through here, but I got a little bit of a dig right through there. So I'm going to spend a little time right there. It won't take long at all. Where was that again? Forgot already. Oh yeah, right in there. Okay. Now, I was saying this makes a great diamond painting pen. May not make a great ink pen, believe it or not. Unless you get some of those ink drops, because generally you don't get a lot of undulation in an ink pen. See how we're doing there? Ah, that looks beautiful. Oh, a little bit right there. Okay, keep going. Right there on that one there. All right, let's see how she looks now. Looking fabulous. Okay, let's refinish that little section there. Not going to take much. A little water here. All right, a little bit more of the moo juice here. that's beautiful. Perfect. Man, that looks so cool. All right. That one is done. We'll grab them all together when we're done with this session and go to the buffer. But right now, we'll just put this one to the side. I'm going to chamfer the ends so we get a nice smooth entry for the tip. And then we're on to the next one. Rich has a lot of Fordite, literally quite a few. Let's pick on this one right here. Okay, this is the, got instructions here. This is the, is this, no, it's not teal, it's blue. Oh, blue Fordite. .60, 5 1/4 baseball bat. All right, it's already 5 1/4. It's already, that big other one was 6 inches long. Get this pushed out there. It's about 3/4 of an inch shorter. All right, baseball bat .60. A little bit smaller than the previous one. Almost imperceptible to the eye, but your muscles feel it after a while. Okay, here we go. That's too high. There we go. .75, got a long way to go. That's good. Let's see where we're at. We're at .7. Still a long way to go. Alright, we're getting down there now. .64. So close. Now let's get this little baseball bat end on here. Now let's do a measurement, see how we're down there. 0.62. Take a tiny bit more off. That should get us down there. We'll play with that later. And I'll come over to this end. .65, still a long way to go. Well, not really, just a little bit. 0.60 on these guys, 0.60. Okay, let's get our end built here. Beautiful. Okay, now let's go see what we get here. We got a 0.62, a 0.62. Okay, that'll sand down from there. Now we got a big chunk on this side and another chunk laying in there. We're going to get, they're all going the right direction, so we're going to get some great undulation here. And I think, let's see, if we do a, let's find our center here. If we do a mustache, that's going to dig down into there, so we're going to catch a little bit of that on this side, get a lot there, good undulation there. We're going to cut into that. That might be the way to go with this one, because then we're going to come down off this curve here. Yeah, looking good. All right, let's see what we're getting here. That's going to be cool. I don't know if I can get enough of that blue off of there. Certainly nothing there, but that looks pretty cool. All right, I'm going to thin these down just a hair, but I don't think I'm going to get rid of... No, I'm not even going to do that because I'm not going to get rid of enough of that blue to get down into that right there. So we'll have to settle for that. A lot of good action though. Wish that piece wasn't broken off inside there and you could see that other dome. That would be cool. All right, here we go. We're sort of done with this one. We're going to be in the finishing stages now. First thing we got to do is smooth out all those jagged lines on the Fordite. Again, on this one here, the Fordite's just towards the center. The rest of it's all resin. That one turned very smoothly. Whew, I can smell that paint. What kind of paint that is. Oh yeah, that's looking great. All right, I think we're on to regular finishing now. What I'm looking for here is jagged edges, but I don't see any. That looks pretty good. All right, back to the regular finishing. Oh, that's feeling pretty good. time for the sparkly juice here. Need to refold my rag here. It's getting all out of proportion. I'm going to back fold it here. That stuff is soaked all the way through. We'll be able to use that side for it. Very nice. All right, this one's gonna pop. You can tell already. Whoo! Looks like a little bundle of grapes up on top there or something. Boy, if that were a full piece, that'd have really been gorgeous. See, I thought about gumballs for this one, but because that big piece is missing there, you wouldn't get as much excitement. Maybe. Never know. Too late now, right? We got lots more to play with. Lots more. Okay. We'll take the bushings out. Oh, that one's tight. Take that bushing out, and we will chamfer up the ends of it. On either one of these, there's a little bit of bandsaw mark left, so I'm going to sand that off. I'm going to finish it over here at the table. Let me put a little spot of water on that. All right, that's gone. And that's gone. All right, that'll buff up nicely. Okay, let's get this little curly Q one here. These are some interesting Fordite here. Looks like it bent over the edge of the rack or something. All right, this is purple and white. Let's see, Fordite blue, Fordite blue. That's that Fordite blue there. Let's see, purple prismatic white Fordite. 0.71. That's very thick. Let's see where we're starting on this guy here. Give us an idea how far we got to go in. We're starting at a 0.87. Okay, that'll give us a nice little elephant's foot on there, I think. Okay, baseball bat again. And these are 0.71. Okay, blower on. See how we're doing for a measurement there. That's a 0.77. 0.71 is where we're heading. .74. We're getting there. Some cool prismatic going on with this. All right, that stuff feels like marble. My goodness. 0.71 on the money. And that's no Fordite up there, so we got the Fordite in here. We'll have to play with in a second. That's pretty cool shape right there. Let's make us some rich domes here on the back side of our baseball bat. There we go. Nicely shaped. .71 on the money. All right, let's build our pitch dome on this one. The ends are done. Let's see what we're going to do in the middle here. All right. So we got these two pieces. They're essentially the same piece, but they're flipped back to back. Already getting a cross section here. I don't know what we're going to get when we dive into there, but I really want to see what's in there. So if I can, this is going to go all the way in there. So if I can, this might be the one. Let's find the center first. So we really want to dig off the, just drop my cap here and get my cap first. Okay. Now, going to get pretty dramatic right here. So I think if we dig into there, let's see how far that is away. Not quite, a little over, almost 7/8, so right about there. Let's see where that puts us over there, what that's going to look like. Now, we're going to dive here, and dome here. We're going to go deep because I want to bring out whatever's happening right there, and then I'm not sure what the back side of this thing is going to look like. If we can even get in that far. We might get into this one, may not get into that one there, but that's going to be cool. Okay, we're going to do the almond on this one. All right. now we're going to get a little more gentle as we get down into here. Let's see what that looks like digging down in there. Oh, so we didn't get to the back side of this thing. There was an air hole in the paint there. Look at that. That's interesting. We'll have to figure out, fill that with some super glue or something. That came out pretty cool there. Still not to the complete bottom yet, but we'll sand our way down into there. That's going to make a cool little design, but I didn't get as much in there as I thought I would. Same thing with this one. That's way deep. Very curved, but we'll get some here. Here we go. let's see what the almond looks like. Okay, this is going to look good. We didn't get deep into this one, which is a bummer. That looks great. And again, I don't know where that air bubble came from. Look at that. And I'm not going to take it that deep to dig that out, but look at that. That's not even a chip out. I don't know what that is. Never seen one of those. That we'll just fill it with super glue. It'll be clear, no big deal. All right, let's polish this baby up. Big blower off. Look how that Fordite broke. That's pretty cool. Nice effect. Looking good there. Alright, I think that sanded up nicely on this side here. We just have that little hole. Not sure what that's from. And the rest of it looks pretty dang good. Would like to have seen more action in the back side of this here, but that looks like a horse's saddle or a motorcycle saddle there. That's pretty cool. All right, regular finishing now. Let's get the old little sandpapers out. right, that feels good. Just got that one hole on the end. We'll have to fill in with some super glue. All right, so before we polish this one up, we got to take care of this little hole right there, which is really odd. Where's my toothbrush? I want to make sure I got all the junk out of that thing. There it is. Got my toothbrush here. All right, all the junk is out of that hole. I'm going to blow it out with some air here. That is very dry now. And what I'm going to do, that is the weirdest hole, because it can't be an air hole because it's layers of paint. Was it filled with resin and it came out and it was a hole in the Fordite? That's weird. Okay, let me get some medium super glue. CA glue, we call it super glue, but it's CA glue, which is a fancy. And I'll lead it in from the side. There we go. We'll fill that hole up. There we go, that hole is now filled. We're going to hit it with our accelerator. And it will really cure the top layer of that. And then we're going to take this off and we will come back to that. We'll let it get completely finished. All right, now this one here, yeah, see, not a big fan of where these particular pieces of Fordite are located within this blank. I'll show you why. Still going to look fabulous, but so there's some cool pieces of Fordite in here, but they're too far in the center. Because this is going to be, let's see, this is purple glitter. Let me see what the finger grips on this one here. Purple, prismatic, purple Fordite glitter. So that's a 0.71 again. So it's going to be super thick on this end. We really don't have the opportunity to dive down into that cool topographic section where the drips are. Now, this is going to look cool when you shine it up because you're going to see that really well. But I would like to have seen them moved more towards the center so I could dig down into it. Might be able to dig down into that one. That's way deep. Definitely no chance on that side. This one here, maybe a little. We'll get a little bit of excitement in the finger hole area. That's pretty cool right there. We probably won't, you may get to some of that there. Let's see what happens. This is going to get some finger grip area right here. Don't think I'm going to get too far down there because we're starting out at 0.8 whatever, and that thing is probably 0.15 in, and we're going 0.7. Yeah, we're not even going to make all the way down there. Yeah, we'd have to get down into here to start digging into that. Okay, we'll see what happens. Okay, and again, great ink pen blank, because you're going to make it a whole lot smaller than this. It's going to be, you know, that big around when you're done instead of big and fat like a diamond painting pen. All right, here we go. Let's get this around here. Nail this over to here. I got to blow my bed off here because got too much dust on this metal part of the bed that keeps that thing from sliding around because it's very, very close in tolerance. I mean, in proximity to the bed, there's not a whole lot of space between the base of this and that there. Okay, here we go. Blower on. And .71 baseball bat. All right, let's see how we're doing for a measurement here. We're at about a .71 right there. So that's about as far deep as we're going to get in there. Not even going to touch this side very much. Just a little bit on that side. And again, the blank maker doesn't know what we're going to be doing with it when they're making it, so no fault to them. Because again, these are mostly for the ink pen markets. And that would look fabulous on an ink pen. Because you would dive very deep on an ink pen. Okay. Let's see what we're doing here for measurements. 0.75 is going to be a very dynamic finger hold here with that Fordite in that position and very close. Alright, now how am I going to get into that one there? It might be offset mustache time, because this is nothing but resin in here. And if I can dig into that sucker with an offset mustache, let's go find where the center is. We're probably not offsetting it very far. Okay, there's our center. No, it's not offset very far, but if I can come over to here, I'm probably going to grab some of this and then grab some of that. And then this will just be clear and gorgeous. You'll see this This will be very startling. That looks pretty cool there. That'll finish up pretty nicely. I think we'll get into that a little bit, but I think we're going to do an offset probably about right here. And then we'll shape this real nice down there to look pretty sexy. All right. Pens are sexy. Yeah, baby. All right, here we go. I'm going to come right about there. I'm going to go a little bit deep on that, probably a little deeper than I would on a .71 normally. But I want to make sure I catch the edges of this Fordite as we're shaping them. Now this one here has to be shaped a little bit right in there. So we're going to come back and shape that while we're sanding, more than we are while we're cutting. Because that'll be easy to shape while we're sanding. Just now diving into that one. That feels good. We're going to make this sort of a slanted come up inside of here, because I want to catch as much of that Fordite as I can. Same thing over here. Let's see how we're doing here. Yeah, see, we didn't really catch that much on that one there. We're barely into the sides of that Fordite. Yeah, I'm never going to get down to the bottom of that one, but this is going to look interesting here. I'm going to take a little bit more off this fatness there, and then we'll shape that one from there on out. So that's about as far as we're going to go on that one. We'll do the sanding to shape that. And this we're just going to enjoy. Square piece on the end of that one. That's all gone now. Nice and smooth on that end. Alright, now I just can't leave that big bare spot there. The offset's good. Working on this, getting a little bit of line, you'll see that super clear. This will look pretty neat all sanded up. This we're not going to get down into, definitely not the backside, but I think I'm going to throw a vase right there, just a small little vase. Let's see how we can do that, see how we can fit that in there. plenty of room. This might be very interesting. I just thought that might get us into that Fordite there. Okay, so this will be the bottom of the vase. This will be the center. And then this will be the top of the vase. And then this we get to come out of. And now we're going to hit a little bit of that Fordite. Nice. That'll be cool. So this will be the top of the vase here. Gonna make this come out of here so we get a nice little exit of that little piece there. Now this is going to make my head explode because it's so asymmetrical. It's like, woo, this is making my head pop. This one side's not exactly like the other, but how do I get to that Fordite and give some excitement to the pen at the same time? And I'm not OCD or anything like that. I just like things that are symmetrical. The pattern of symmetry. That'll shape up nicely. It's like we just tattooed something on the side. This looks like almost a missing vase. Ooh, this could be still be digging out there, huh? Oh, that's wild. Now I better stop while I'm ahead. I had two more ideas. I dug into a little bit of that. Still didn't reach that funny contour stuff, though. All right, this is going to look pretty cool, though. Okay, time to finish it up. Let me do a measurement on the finger holds, and we are on the money there, on the money there. Okay. Blower off. And let's get out the 120 here. Let's get out the diaper. All right, here we go. So this one could be called the hidden vase because this vase here, see, now my brain's okay with it because it's almost symmetrical. This vase here, the top of this vase is buried in that finger hole. Woo! Now we're getting all artsy-fartsy, aren't we? Wonder if I'm still recording. I sure hope so. Do I have any noise? Let's go see if I have any sound. Testing. Yep, we still got sound. So you're hearing all my maniacal ravings here, huh? That's cool. That's cool. Whew, that paint smells like the New York Harbor. Yeah, that's weird. How does it smell like moss and seawater or algae and seawater? That's crazy. Okay, not a lot of Fordite exposed right here except the sides. The missing vase. Oh my goodness, my head is so satisfied now. It sees the pattern. Crazy, isn't it? Can you see what's not there? That's the question. Now I'm just doing a bit of shaping on this finger hold. Hate to carve the finger hold too much when it's full of that much Fordite, because you can dig too far and not be able to recover, and then you have to make the pen too thin. That feels fabulous though. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Let's inspect all of our, get a little water on here. Alright, this Fordite on this end looks fabulous. Great contouring there. Almost got into that one. Got into the sides a lot. And that's okay. And then this one here, that looks good. But there is a scratch in the Fordite, like the Fordite cracked or something, and it got filled in with resin. That's pretty cool. Alright, that's about as cool as we're going to make that one. That's pretty nifty. We dug in as much as we could, and we didn't leave a lot of bland. Couldn't leave that giant purple thing there just hanging in the air. It was easy, and you could have justified it, but it just looked too empty. Now it's got a little pizzazz. Got a little vase in the middle here. That just flipped right out. All right. Or you could call it the potter's wheel. This is the extra chunk of clay down here that they were making this vase out of back in the Egyptian times, right? Yeah, that thing is jingling over there, needs tightened up. Where's my big screwdriver? Here it is. I think I need to add some more Teflon tape in there to get rid of the jingle. Okay, let's get some polished juice on it here. We'll save that piece for later. Beautiful. Oh, got a little gouge right there. I don't know if that's a paint chip or what. I'm going to look at that one there. Little tiny something there. And those, that looks perfect along there. That's awesome. Okay, so I got right there. Rest of it's perfect. And over here I got something right there. Needs just a little sandpaper attention. Alright, so this one here. And these are just little tiny paint chips right on the edge. All right, let's continue to finish that up. Final inspection. Perfect. And that is perfect. Very nice. Okay, so here's what we ended up with. We got us a vase sitting in here, a little bit of a gouge here to sort of bring out some of that curviness, at least get it thin so we could see it. Now that we polished it up, we can see those drips really well. Would love to have seen them near the surface. And that's a good chunk of Fordite in there, I'll tell you. Actually, there's two of them in there. I think there's one behind that one. No, it's just a thick one. Optical illusion. Anyway, there you go. Pretty cool. All right, this is number 4. I think, what is on there? Oh, that's that super glue. Okay, we got to bring that super glue one back and talk about it. Let's see what time we're getting to be here. Oh, okay, plenty of time. All right, we'll bring the super glue one back and we'll get that sanded off. There's the super glue thing right there. We'll use this super coarse and I can see the reflection of it as it slowly wears down. It's almost gone. Just about. Nearly gone. All right, that is it. We will just sand that up a little bit. All right, can't even tell where that little thing is unless you look really hard. You'll see it if you look, but it's flat and smooth now. Okay, let's keep sanding here. Final paper here. Then we'll polish this little section up. Okay, that one is done. Nice hole fill. Can't even hardly see it unless you're really looking for it. And then when you find it, it's actually pretty cool looking because it looks like a popsicle illusion. No, it needs a little more finishing, I can see there. That's not done. Let's see, where did I put that at? Right. No, I can't even find. Oh, it's right there. It got a little bit of super glue over onto the Fordite outside the hole. It has to come off a little bit. That'll just take a second. Nice and smooth, but visually, hell, nobody will probably see it but me. Let me get that dried off so I can see that. Ah, it's very good. All right. I like that. All right. That thing is sanded so smooth it's almost water resistant. The water's beating up on it. Okay, let's get a little polish on this one, then we'll get it to the buffer here in a short bit. This rest that was already done. Just this part here that needs attention. Alrighty then. Okay, let me take the bushings out of here. And let's see, we're going to do one more. I'm going to save those four for after lunch in my podcast. This is the scrap shavings or extra shavings or whatever you want to call it. Resin shavings, 0.71, and this is good because this is a fat blank. This is a solid 1 incher. So 0.71 is going to look beautiful on this one. All right, blower on. Oh, let me grit this real quick. Turn that all off. BRB in about 2 minutes. All right, and we're back. So this is one of the blanks that it literally is clear resin with starlight glitter that we tossed a bunch of the extra shavings into from the scrap pile over there, the vacuum, and it's all colored by just those shavings. It's pretty cool. Okay, we're going to, what do I do with my knife? Here it is. .71, big blower on. See how small we're getting here, 0.8. More to go. .75, coming in for a landing. All right, let's get a little bit of rich dome on the back here. .75. This one down there is about .74. That's still a little thick down there. let's do some finger hold measurements here. We got a .72 and a .71. That is where we want to be. Perfection. Now, what are we going to do in the middle? I love to expose the center of this. It'll look cool. So one, let's find the center. It's a 5 1/4 inch blank. And that is our center right there. We're going for Morse code on this one. That'll look cool. .71. Boy, that's a beefy boy right there. All right, let's get this sucker shined up. And the inners are gonna come outers. Yeah, okay, diaper in place. Feeling good. Get out a little bit of sandpaper here. I have to get some more water in my other auxiliary water bottles. Running out. All right, that was the lowest one. What am I doing here? Got to go up one level now. Make it smoother and smoother. Lost in my brain. There is one fly flying around this garage, and how does he find me in this whole 650 square feet? How does he do that? It's like, go land on something else. He must have a heat-seeking eyeball or something. I don't know. By the way, the whistling is free, no charge. Drop a dime if you need to. Throw out requests, you know. Just trying to keep the troops happy out there. Well, this has been a fabulous premiere. These are some cool pens. The Fordite I love the most. I love the challenge in the Fordite to figure out how to get, because I mean, I could be wrong, but everybody tell me, when you buy Fordite, throw it down in the comments. Do you want to just see the lines on the side of the Fordite, or do you want to see that contour stuff that sort of pops up and pops around and looks like a mountaintop and stuff like that? Because when I buy Fordite, that's what I buy it for. I buy for that movement in the pen as you cut into that Fordite. If you're just seeing the sides of it, all you see are the lines. And I think you miss a bunch there. So you tell me down in the comments, which part do you like? I could be wrong. Maybe you like those lines on the side. Maybe I should refocus my ideas. That might even change the way I turn a Fordite pen to accentuate that more. But I love the contours personally. But don't let my love for those affect your opinion. Tell me what you like to see, because that's what's important, not what I like to see. Beautiful. That is cool. Now for the polish. Let's turn that back on. This is going to be pretty dang cool, I think. We did a couple other of these, and they turn out so fabulous for literally recycling some shavings. Now, you can't recycle much because of the, what was it, 530 grams of resin that it takes to make one little tray of these, a molded tray, or 5 blanks essentially. Out of that 530 grams of weight, 23 grams were the shavings. And it was hardly a handful. So it doesn't take much shavings to really make a cool thing. Now, you could make them forever if you had enough resin, because I got a lot of shavings. Heck, I could bag it up and sell it to somebody. Okay, here we go. A little bit of a mini show here. Ah, there we go. Look at that. And there is some things in some of that shaving that's sort of a color changer. They got snuck in there somehow, because that's not part of the other color thing. So you'll see one right there. That's pretty cool. Of course, my dusty hands are all over it. Let's go buff all these up that we just finished. We got 5 of them in the route here. 4 Fordite and 1 wasted resin. Wasted resin. Let me make sure I got all the diamond painting tip holes chamfered out. Yep, that looks good. That's done. That's not done. That is not done. Oh, sometimes I just take the bushings out and forget to chamfer them when I'm doing them in a group like this. Okay, that one's done. All right, let me grab these. Let me shift the camera over to that one right there. We're gonna lay all these down here. Turn the buffer on. Load up some goodness here. All right, we should be loaded up. I'll tell you, the see-through pens are the way to go with Fordite, because what you're missing from carving, you can see through the clarity of the blank. Now, if I were going to make a solid black blank with Fordite in it, which I think would be rocking the world, I would have to place that Fordite very carefully to make sure you get all the bang for the buck. Because with black, you don't see through. You get whatever's sticking through on the surface. I'm waiting for the right piece of Fordite to come along in a pen that allows me to do some Cheerios in it, and it'd be way cool. I've been watching. I sort of have an idea what I'm looking for, but I think some Cheerios would look awesome. Fordite Cheerios. And again, you got to get it just right because you don't want any of that Fordite Cheerio chipping off. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Show them to you all at the end when we're all done. Funny, when you drill down in there, you actually got Fordite down in there, so you got a pattern inside the hole. Man, that rolling down the hill could mesmerize you. It's like rolling eyeballs. Some really good looking resin there too, that sort of copper orange. Not sure what color that really is, but didn't take much resin in this one, did it? I gotta tell you, I was a little bit iffy about this giant piece of Fordite in one pen because I wasn't sure of its strength. But this thing, man, that is the tops. Look at that sucker. So my question before is, do you like this here with the X's and the O's, or do you like this sort of with terrain elevation, how you see the side of a cliff kind of deal? Anyway, there's some thoughts there. It's all shined up. One more to go. And this is the missing vase. There we go. Let's grab all 5 here, turn the buffer off, and there we go. That was this session. 4 Fordites. I just got junk all over it, sitting down there on the bench. Get those wiped off before we ship them. I'm just collecting dust. I think I need a clean rag to sit them on down there. Anyway, very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. We'll put those 5 aside. Anyway, thank you, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.